every single clip you just watched, all AI generated. And the model behind those clips is SEEDANCE 2.0. It just landed on Higgsfield, and honestly, it's one of the most interesting AI video releases we've seen recently. Not just because of the quality, but because of the combination of speed, motion quality, native audio, and the fact that you can access it without jumping through a bunch of different tools. I'm George from Code and Create, and there's something else worth mentioning right away. At the moment, Higgsfield is actually the cheapest place to run SEEDANCE 2.0. Cheaper than OpenArt, cheaper than FreePic, cheaper than Artlist. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the platform, show you exactly where everything is, explain the generation panel, and then we'll do several real tests together. And if you want to follow along while I do this, the Higgsfield link is in the description. Now, if you haven't used Higgsfield before, here's the quick overview. Higgsfield is basically an all-in-one AI creative platform. You've got image generation, video generation, audio tools, a lip sync studio, character systems, mood boards, and even Cinema Studio, which is built more for multi-scene work, where you want more consistency across shots, locations, and characters. They also have a pretty wide selection of video models inside the same platform, which is honestly one of the biggest advantages here. Instead of opening one site for one model, another site for another model, and then comparing outputs across different dashboards, you can do all of that in one place. But today, we're focused specifically on SEEDANCE 2.0. Before we jump into the generations, let's talk briefly about pricing, because I checked this myself and it's actually pretty interesting. On the Ultra plan, one SEEDANCE 2.0 generation on Higgsfield comes out to about 35 cents. On OpenArt, it's around 36 cents, FreePic is around 54 cents, 11 Labs is about $1.51, and Artlist goes up to around $2.50 per generation. So if your goal is actually to test, iterate, compare prompts, and not just run one or two clips for fun, that difference adds up fast. Alright, now let's get into the actual platform. To access video generation, you hover over Video in the top navigation. Once you do that, you'll see a full set of video models. I'm selecting SEEDANCE 2.0, and that takes us directly into the Create Video panel. Now, before we start generating, let me show you the layout properly, because this part matters if you want to work fast and not waste credits. At the top, you've got the upload area. This is where you can drag in an image, video, or audio file if you want to use some kind of reference. Then, right below that, you have the prompt box, which is obviously where the scene direction happens. This is where you describe the subject, the motion, the camera, the lighting, the mood, and all the visual details that guide the result. Under that, you'll see the Elements section. This is useful if you want reusable characters or locations. So instead of reinventing the scene every single time, you can keep some consistency in your workflow. Next to that, you also have the sound toggle, which is enabled by default. So if you want synchronized audio included automatically, you can leave that on. Then along the bottom area, you've got your practical controls, the model selector, duration, aspect ratio, and resolution. And then of course, the main green Generate button. Alright, first test, pure text to video. I want to start with something cinematic and realistic, but also motion heavy enough to reveal whether the model can actually handle body movement properly. So I'm going with a sports shot, a female sprinter training alone at night under stadium floodlights with the camera tracking her as she accelerates into a full sprint. This kind of shot is useful because it combines several things at once: human motion, clothing movement, lighting contrast, camera tracking, and speed progression. If a model struggles with realism, you'll usually start noticing it in scenes like this. And the result here is actually very solid. The motion feels clean, she transitions from that initial push into a sprint naturally, and the camera follows her smoothly in a way that feels almost like a real dolly or gimbal shot. Alright, now let's push speed much harder. For the second generation, I want to test something a lot more aggressive in terms of motion and viewpoint. So I'm going with a Formula One cockpit POV, basically the driver's eye perspective during a race. This is the kind of shot that can break a lot of AI video models, because when everything is moving fast, the system has to keep the viewpoint stable while the environment flies past at extreme speed. That's where a lot of models start losing coherence. So let's see how SEEDANCE handles it. Honestly, the sense of speed comes through really well. You can feel the track rushing forward, the side motion blur helps reinforce the speed, and most importantly, the cockpit framing stays relatively stable. That matters a lot because POV shots are one of those areas where weaker models start to wobble or drift. Here, it actually holds together pretty nicely. So at this point, we've tested something realistic and something fast. Now I want to see whether it can switch gears completely and still hold up stylistically. So for the third generation, I'm going in a totally different direction. 3D animated style. A cute penguin racing down a snowy slope with big expressive eyes, playful motion, bright winter lighting, basically something that feels closer to an animated movie than a realistic video. And that's a useful test too, because a model might be good at realism but fall apart once you ask it to stylize motion and character design in a more exaggerated way. But here, it actually does a nice job. The penguin has personality, the movement feels playful, and the stylization comes through clearly without the scene collapsing into visual chaos. There's a little bit of comedy in the body motion, and that helps the clip feel animated rather than just a realistic thing made to look cute. So that was a pretty impressive switch in range. Now, up to this point, everything we've done has been single-shot generation, but this next test is the one I was personally the most curious about, multi-shot frame to video. So I'm uploading a detective reference image, dim office, coffee in hand, investigation board full of photos and documents. Very cinematic, very controlled, very character-driven. And before generating, I want to structure the sequence clearly. Shot 1, he studies the board, analyzing the evidence. Shot 2, he turns to the desk and starts flipping through files, clearly searching for something specific. Shot 3, he finds a document, opens it, and we see that realization hit him. Shot 4, he's on the phone, telling someone he found what they were looking for. Let's set the duration to 12 seconds and hit generation.
I found it. The connection was right in front of us.
Pretty cool, right? The model keeps the same character recognizable through multiple shots and actions. We have a super cinematic mini detective story.
All right, so here's the bottom line. There are three main things that stood out to me. First, the motion quality. Whether it was the runner, the F1 perspective, or the animated penguin, the movement felt smooth and much more physically believable than what you often get from weaker AI video models. I didn't see a lot of ugly morphing, strange artifacts, or that weird broken motion that instantly gives away low-end AI video. Second, the range. Realistic sports cinematography, fast POV racing, stylized 3D animation, and multi-shot detective storytelling. That's a pretty wide range for one model to handle inside one workflow. Third, the multi-shot consistency. For me, that's the feature with the biggest long-term value. If a model can keep a character recognizable across different shots and camera angles, that opens the door to much more cinematic use cases. So, if you want to try it yourself, the link is in the description. It's the first thing there. And again, Higgsfield is the cheapest way to access SEEDANCE 2.0. If this video helped you, drop a like. That genuinely supports the channel. And if you want more breakdowns like this on AI tools, video models, and practical creative workflows, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.